Many people are familiar with the International Surfing Museum here in Huntington Beach, but did you know there's another surf museum that most people don't know about? It's hidden, and I'll tell you about it in just a minute. I'm Chris Epting. I'm a writer and a storyteller, the author of several books and many articles about Huntington Beach. And what I like best is uncovering history that you may not be familiar with. This is Hidden Huntington Beach. Bob Bolen earned his nickname, the Greek, from his grandparents' ancestry. He first surfed the Huntington Beach waters in 1958, sharing waves with such notables as Dick Dale and Mickey Munoz. He also managed to finish near the top of surf competition rankings during the early days. Beginning as a board builder, his Surfboards by the Greek business soon blossomed into a surf shop in town, a legacy that lasted from 1960 until 1980. Today, the Greek is immortalized all over the Main Street area, from his plaque on the Surfing Walk of Fame to his image on the iconic mural that adorns the side of the El Ranchito restaurant on Main Street. The Greek is a local legend with lots of hidden history. Wow.
Pretty cool, huh?
No, it really is. It's a museum. I mean, you have the International Surfing Museum, but then you have this, the Greek's private surfing museum.
Yeah.
Greek, tell me, just to start, I mean, obviously the collection on the ceiling, when you walk in, that to me jumps out. Talk a little bit about what we're looking at, why these are up there and why they're important.
Okay, these boards up on the ceiling will never see the water again. Some of them seen water, most of them haven't. This board up here was shaped for me by Ole Olson, a world famous board builder. He started out in Sunset Beach, now lives over in Lahaina.
Right.
He's getting up in age, and he actually glued that blank together for me. He used to be a woodshop teacher at Rancho Alamitos High School. And super neat guy, and we're good friends, and I call him all the time. He was one of the originals. We had a club here, a surf club, in Huntington Beach, and he was one of the original members of that surf club.
And did he sign this board as well?
Yeah, that board's all signed here in the back, shaped for the Greek by Ole Olson, and it was dated.
Wow. What about this one?
This one here up on top, this is an old Eliminator from about 1963, 64 or so. And it has all the original pin lines, all the original dings, dents, and everything. I just had a friend of mine who restores boards patch all the dings, made it watertight. Got a Newport Beach surfing license when you had to get one of those. And so that's a really original board, and people walk in and they just see that and they go crazy.
That's beautiful. What made you want to start this museum? I mean, it's your real estate office, but it's a museum. What gave you the idea to do this?
My wife wouldn't let me put this up in the house.
Simple enough.
Well, what happened was, this was a regular real estate company, right? And I said, what a great place, we'll put them in the office. And so we did it, and it kind of grew, and we put racks in and put surfboards in. I designed these racks on the ceiling that are holding these boards. A friend of mine made them for me.
Wow. What about the rest of the boards here that we're looking at, Greek?
Well, the rest of the boards over here, this one here is a replica of an original 60s Eliminator. And the Eliminator board was the one that really made Greek surfboards very popular. And so it was a real class act in the 60s. It was one of the top nose rider boards in the world, and they're very collectible, originals. Then over here, we got Rich Harbour shaped me a trestle special, and at the glass shop, they put the wrong sticker on it. And so I said, no, leave the wrong sticker. I want to have the only trestle special with the wrong sticker on it. Well, he made him take it off, but he put, all his trestle specials had small little Harbour stickers and a trestle special sticker. Well, this one has a large Harbour sticker on it because they had to hide the other logo. And he was going to sell it to a friend. I said, no, I want it. And he'd already shaped me another one that's back over there. So I got two Harbour trestle specials, but one of them is special because there's no other one like it.
Do you hear from people today who grew up going to your shop on Coast
all the
Highway?
time.
Do you have people that still come to you to remember buying their boards from you?
They walk in here and they'll tell me, oh, I got my first board from you. And I go, really? And I think that's great. You know, it's kind of a neat feeling to know that you touched somebody's lives back in the 60s and 70s.
Well, it's part of your legacy, I think, in town, that shop, that famous shop on Coast Highway with the great logo, which we see all through here throughout your office/museum. Greek, there's another board in the back that we were talking about earlier that really has, I think it's a very emotional piece. I wonder if you would show it to us, because it's a great story behind it, and what you've done with it, I think is really special.
Yeah, sure, let's go back there.
All right, Greek, this is really something. Tell me about this board.
Okay, this is a board I designed for It's a 9/11 tribute board. And on the top, it's got, these are the number 34 helmet. These are people that died on that first day, 9/11, when that tragedy happened. So I designed this board with the help of Sean Mooney up at HP Digital. And we came up with this concept, and he really did good. We collaborated on it, really. This is the top, and the top shows Brink. All these things are artifacts from people that passed away on that day. Now on the bottom, which is really the emotional part of this board, this is a 10-foot ceiling, so I got to be real careful with it. And on the bottom is the Twin Towers smoldering, and the name of every first responder that died that day, including the German Shepherd.
The Shepherd's on here?
The Shepherd is on there.
Wow, amazing.
And this board, I actually made this board for a fundraiser because they did a 9/11 memorial up at City Hall. We actually auctioned this board off, and the guy that got it, he decided to leave it with me.
Really?
So we raised money for that. That's what this board was originally designed for.
And then you want to do a second version of this board?
I'd like to do a second version, a little bit shorter, maybe about 8 feet, so they can put it in the museum, 9/11 museum back east.
Well, Greek, this is an incredible project. Obviously, it's a labor of love. It's a great legacy piece that honors the fallen, the first responders. In addition to projects like this, you're still very much in the game. You still shape, right?
I shape a board generally about once a week. I have enough boards to stay in busy, and that's all I want to do is one a week. But I spend a lot of time. They're very meticulous. I spend a lot of time. I'm very meticulous with my boards. They're the fastest boards on the water. And the people that get them love them. I don't advertise them, other than maybe a little bit on Facebook. But I get people all the time from all over the world wanting to get a board.
Now, in terms of that, shaping and designing, you created something. You've got your own patent on a product from a number of years ago that is also a great kind of hidden history story. Would you tell me about that? Because you've got some artifacts on the wall that help tell the story. Why don't we take a look at that?
Okay, great. Let's go look at that.
Turbo tunnel.
Turbo tunnel. So this is actually the original turbo tunnel fin.
What is the turbo tunnel? Start off with, where did it come from? I mean, what was the idea? What exactly is it?
Okay. I got out of the water surfing years ago in the winter, and I'm taking a shower. And I started thinking about all the surfboard designs and fin designs I'd come up with, and I started focusing on fins. And I started thinking about it, and I said, if you could put a hole in a fin, it's got to work better, right? So I'm thinking, but the fin is only, very thin. A hole's not going to do anything. So I kept thinking about it. In my mind, I could see that. I took a concept of the tunnel and put it outside the fin, so it became a turbo tunnel fin. I went almost immediately down to the garage, grabbed a fin. I couldn't think of anything round. I go, round, I need something round. I couldn't think of a pipe, a can, nothing. All I could think of was a toilet paper roll. It must have been an epiphany thing because I was in the bathroom taking a shower, So I couldn't find an empty roll, so I grabbed a full roll and pulled it all out. Got to the roll. I put it right where I thought it needed to be, which was right there. I measured, cut the fin, glued it in there, and then glassed all around it and cleaned it up and made that fin. And I rode that fin in a contest. Nobody knew I had it on my board. At Doheny, I won the contest.
What does it do? What
it gives outrageous nose rides. You can get up on the nose and just perch there and get super long nose rides, which is what I was doing at Doheny that day.
Wow.
And just won the contest.
And you've got, obviously this is the prototype, but you've got the product here.
Yes.
If people want to buy one, they can come in and get one in your office here.
Yep.
Awesome.
And we have them online also. But Tom Morey, who's a very famous surfboard designer and builder, is a good friend of mine. I showed him this fin, and he looked at it and he said, he looked at one of the newer ones. It's all been injection molded. He goes, that's the best molded fin he's ever seen. And he agreed to be in the ad.
Wow. While we're standing here, I have to mention, catches my eye, you've got an autographed photo of Duke here, Duke Kahanamoku. Now, you met him out on the pier when you just started
When he was
surfing?
here for the surfing contest, I got to meet him once or twice, shook his hand, but that was about it.
Amazing. But still, to see an autographed picture, it's May 19th, 1966.
That was at Broadway Shopping Store. It's a store over in Santa Ana, I think, and they had him, if I remember right, they had all those guys. That was his surf team at the time.
Really? So he would he would do in-store appearances, Duke.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And bring his team along. And one of them was Fred Hemmings, And Fred Hemmings became a senator, of course, in Hawaii for a long time.
Greek, in addition to all of your work involving surfing, a lot of people may not be aware that as a local sports coach, you have a great kind of hidden history that is really, really impressive. I want you to tell the people a little bit more about it, but why don't you lead us out and show us, you've got a set of trophies here that tell a really special hidden story. So why don't you walk out and we'll go check it out. So Greek, people know you, again, as a surfboard shaper, as a business owner, as a realtor in Huntington. They may not know you. I guess the kids would know you as a renowned local sports coach, right? I mean, for years, you coached probably thousands of kids. You coached high school freshman basketball. You would coach flag football through the city, yet I think your greatest successes as a local youth sports coach were for a sport you had never even played before. Tell that story.
Well, that was roller hockey. And roller hockey is a very passionate sport. It followed right in with ice hockey, you know, but I never played either one of those sports. Never played ice, never followed ice. And when my youngest son was playing roller, by the time he got to his third season, the coach quit. So they called me and asked me if I'd coach, and I said, I don't know anything about hockey. Well, you're the last name on the list. I said, okay, I'll do it, because I had experience coaching kids before, you know, so. The first game we played, we just got smoked. I knew nothing, so I got some help and learned some drills from the rink, a guy that ran the rink. And pretty soon I learned how to play defense and offense and design my own plays and whatnot, defense. And then I asked the guy, could you get me some players? He gave me some names. And we developed the winningest roller hockey team in the nation. We won 3 national titles in Des Moines, 2 in Chicago, a couple here in California. These trophies
I was going to say, these trophies are
they represent state, national, and regional championships in 3 or 4 different
roller hockey,
which
which you had no experience with.
None.
Yet you become this successful a coach.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
It just, I have no idea. It becomes a passion. Ice hockey and roller hockey is the most addictive sport that I ever coached.
Really?
Yeah. And this up here, this one picture, that's a picture of the of some of the original kids that played for me. We had people come all the way up from San Diego, all the way down from Bakersfield to practice with us at 5:30 in the morning at side by side because they wanted to play on the Beach Boys team.
And you had then kids who had gone to NHL success in ice hockey from your roller team, right? Which is amazing.
They were ice players, so they did both, but I had one of my kids got drafted by the Vancouver Canucks, one got drafted by the Kings. As a matter of fact, Noah Clark was his name. He was the first California born and bred ice hockey, roller hockey player to be drafted by the Kings. Wow. And we had another one got drafted by a team in Texas, and they all went on, played Europe and stuff. A whole bunch of the kids played very well. And they're amazing kids.
I got to tell you, when you come in here to look at your surf museum, which people can do, right? I mean, it's a realty office, but folks are allowed to come in and maybe even meet you if you're around, right? That's okay to do.
And you can tell I don't love talking to anybody.
Oh, well, hopefully they'll ask you some questions like I did and get great stories. But people can come in and they can experience what's here. Yes. But I really think if they do that, for all of the incredible surfing history and great hidden history, there's something special about the roller hockey. That caught me off guard. I had no idea about that you had done that. Yeah. And it really is an untold story that affected so many families locally in such a positive way. So thanks for all you've done, not just as a surfer, but for the community as a sports coach. I think your legacy is equally incredible there as well.
I've had a great time coaching a whole lot of our youth here in Huntington Beach in flag football, basketball, Little League baseball. We coached there and won Seaview League. Wow. And I knew nothing about baseball either. So
that's your trick. Only coach sports you know nothing about.
That helps.
I want to thank you for watching again. I've wanted to do an episode with the Greek for so long. So Greek, thank you for making us feel so welcome.
Thank you very much. It's
again,
my pleasure.
This really is an amazing space here. I encourage you, if you want to get more hidden history, we have a Facebook group which is simply called Hidden Huntington Beach. You can join that. There are thousands of people sharing all kinds of stories and pictures and things. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. And again, Greek.
One more thing.
One more thing.
One more thing. If you buy a house from me,
yes,
you get a free surfboard.
Seriously?
Yes.
That you shape?
I shape. You get to come up and watch it get shaped.
More hidden history. Thank you, Greek.
Thank you very much, Chris.